between them.
Yeah, let's get to it.
The main takeaway is what happens after.
Come on, Preston.
And I'm gonna let Carmine take over here.
No, come on, Preston. Hurry up. Go.
All right,
go,
so
go,
after the match was over, Kofi Kingston wins. Obviously, we had Paul Heyman come out with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He was kind of like tapping on it with that little weird grimace smile on his face. He looked kind of weird, and he was just saying to Kofi, "Watch out, it can happen." And then all of a sudden, Kofi Kingston was viciously attacked by none other than Carmine's guy, Dolph Ziggler. So I'm going to combine this with what he said later on the mic. Dolph Ziggler was being interviewed. He took the mic. He was like, I don't want to do this to you. I'm going to do this to them. He walks out to the ring. He basically says that I saw Kofi Kingston go up to WrestleMania, have that match, and he's holding the title. That should have been me. It should have been my opportunity. Basically, that is not fair or whatever. Carmine, what did you think?
Okay. Lots to unpack here, guys. All right, guys. Basically, my guy, the show off, is back. Thank you. Oh, WWE, you did this right. You did this so right. Other than the little small appearance he made at the Royal Rumble, Dolph Ziggler has been gone for a while. Like he was fucking injured. Like dude was gone for a minute.
Yeah, like I didn't even notice.
If it wasn't for that small Royal Rumble appearance, I don't think he was fully there. Like since like the beginning of December.
Yeah, he had that match.
But that's what he's wanted. He's wanted that for so long. He's like, yo, I need to disappear. They need to miss me. I can't be put in these situations to where I'm keep being there. I'm gone for a couple weeks, but I'm back and I'm there all the time. There all the time. Nobody misses me. Nobody can miss me. And this was so perfect. The reason why is because Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston are the same. Kofi's just a black Dolph. And this is why this is perfect. They've basically been in the WWE around the same time. They've basically been overlooked the same way. Yes, I understand Dolph has been a world champion, but let's be honest here. It was basically a nothing reign.
Facts.
So even when he was a world champion, he was still looked at as that mid-card guy. The same way Kofi was looked at as that mid-card guy and has always been looked at. They're the same people. True so that. When he says Kofi been through such and such for 11 years and he got the job done, you as the people adore him. You loved him, and that should have been me. That's real.
He's right.
That's real. Like that. He's putting real life into it because they have been the same fucking people, and we can actually say Kofi for the past 4 years have been more successful than Dolph because of the New Day. So he's been exposed and because Dolph has always been wasted, always been in bullshit feuds, always been thrown away. 1 minute he gets a push for like a couple weeks, the next minute he's back to shit. So it's been the same thing. So I loved his promo afterwards. I loved the intensity. I love that attack because he was brutal as shit. Brutal as fuck. With the chair on his neck.
He was a savage with that shit. He was
so brutal in that attack, so relentless in that attack. And I also loved when they were wheeling Kofi out before he got to the end, at the end of the ramp, he pushed the medical team away. He pushed everybody away. He was holding his neck, but he walked off under his own power. And it makes him look like a strong champion.
Exactly.
That you can attack me. You can attack me. But just like Brock Lesnar would walk away from an attack like that, I'm gonna fucking walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact about it. So this to me was my highlight of SmackDown. It's the best thing on SmackDown. Even though there was plenty of other things that were good on SmackDown, but this was my highlight and I loved it.
Yes, no. Like me personally, I mean I liked the attack angle from Dolph because it's been a while since I've seen Dolph be so vicious. But then at the same time, like the icing on the cake for me was the speech that he gave afterward explaining his motives because I'm like, God damn, and you know, like everything that you said, I'm like, yo, that's true. Like they had a similar trajectory, especially since in the last 4 or 5 years because of the New Day. You could argue, even though they had similar trajectories, that Kofi was a lot more successful because of the New Day, like you said. So, that jealousy because, it should have been me who got your cheers, who got the WrestleMania moment. Like, it just brought it all home as to why he attacked him perfectly.
And man, I hope the Super Showdown match isn't their only match, and I hope they actually continue this feud for a couple months. Cause man, the match that these two guys can have, the selling that will occur in this match, oh my goodness. Out of all the matches in Super Showdown, I'm looking forward to this one the most.
That's probably the one I'll end up watching on the Super Showdown card.
Preston?
Yeah, this was definitely surprising.
It was a great surprise. Yo, when's the last time you can actually say Dolph Ziggler was a great surprise?
I don't know.
Honestly.
Damn, I can't even answer that.
That's what I'm saying. Honestly. They did it so right this time. Anyway, my fault, bro.
Oh, it's all good. Like I agree with you. They're gonna have some really, 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 really good matches out of this thing. At this point, I feel like this right now is gonna be built on what creative does next.
I agree.
Because he did have a great speech. And I love Dolph Ziggler. I mean, I'm not as big fan as Carmine is, but I definitely agree that he's an amazing wrestler. He's great in the ring. As far as selling, it's him and HBK when it comes to selling the ring.
They're up there. That's a big fact.
They're up there.
That's it, bro.
But as far as everything else with creative, they have to do something new with this. I like it.
They have to.
Because this disgruntled feeling like he's been looked over and not been treated right, Dolph Ziggler, we saw this before, but we saw it done wrong. So this time, is the moment that they can redeem.
We never seen this type of attack. Like, he looked like damn near like evil. Like, we never seen this. Like, I agree. He has to keep this intensity.
Yeah,
he can't go back to that smooth, suave, show off shit yet.
Yeah,
do that shit later. But for this feud, he has to stay vicious and relentless.
And it has.
And I wouldn't mind if he had new music. And a new look.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And like you said, it has to stay with the intensity, but they still have to add something a little different here because remember last time he tried to do that with the no music and he felt like he was overlooked and people didn't care for him and things like that.
Yeah.
It was just annoying after like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and this time around, if they're going to try to do this if it's just a Superstar Showdown, then fine. There's not much required for that. But if they're going to go beyond this and make this into a feud, they have to add more into this, add more information we didn't know that they had between one another in the past. Like, add some stuff that we never knew about to make this more interesting. Because I don't want this just to be a disgruntled wrestler against the champion because we've seen that dynamic before. This has been done before. And even he has to... they have to do, like you said, with his run before, he's probably one of the most decorated wrestlers that's active right now in WWE that nobody even acknowledged that for. Like, he's had almost every title at least twice. The only titles he hasn't had is the SmackDown tag titles, I think, and maybe the Universal title. He's had everything else, and he's Triple Crown champion, and nobody talks about it.
Well, he's never won a WWE title.
He had the world title. He had the world title twice.
So.
And he doesn't get acknowledged for that. He's one of the most decorated wrestlers. So if they can find a creative way to play that into there instead of just making him look jealous, which is fine, just add some little stuff in there to make it more interesting. But I like the fact that he came in and did what he did. As vicious as he looked, what he did to Kofi Kingston and his motive behind it, he's right. Like we said, with the MCU, the best villains are the ones that has the right motive behind it. That's right about their information. Not the ones who just randomly just doing stuff for no reason. And that's Dolph Ziggler right now. He has every reason to feel the way he feels.
Kofi Kingston, and this is why I say Kofi was better. Kofi Kingston's month and a half title run has been better than any Dolph Ziggler title run as a world champion.
Oh yeah, we don't really remember it like that. Like, we know he had it, but we don't remember what he did with it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And we all know, and like I said, they're the same. Kofi's had every fucking championship under the belt as well, more than once. Every fucking championship. But just like Dolph, it don't really been talked about.
It's not.
Him being WWE champion is the first time Kofi's been really talked about. And that's what Dolph is getting at. That's why I love this so much. Because they're the same. That's why this feud makes perfect. And they've been in the
Absolutely.
WWE just as long,
And,
so it correlates so well.
And you're right about that. If they use footage, like they had a match like what 6 years ago against each other, and if Dolph used that as a point of why he feels the way he feels, and then shows the trajectory, like like Tommy said, of where they went from there, and use that as his motive. If he explains that to people and get people to understand that, that can make this have so many layers and make it so
That's
interesting.
money right there.
Like he could just like they could be promos of them like looking like Dolph just talking, looking like look Kofi, me and Kofi in 2008. 2009, like how everything correlates, how everything's together. Like he could, like there's so much. That's why I hope this is not just a one-off match,
bro. They could.
That's why I really
they
hope.
could even take like a personal touch to it and like show, let's say, pictures that they took backstage, like tribute to the troops and shit like that. Like here we are at such and such event, in this year, and then at that year, and so on and so on and so on. And then this is where, the disconnect happens because he kept going and I stayed here.
Dolph just got to go in. All he got to say, for the most part, is this. I tried to do this the right way with the normal personality. You resorted to be a clown and throwing pancakes, and that's how you got to where you are.
Yep.
That's all he got to do.
Yep.
That's all he has to do. And he can say, obviously, if it wasn't for New Day, you will be me. And unfortunately, because I didn't decide to throw in breakfast food, I'm where I am trying to do it the right way. And that it's so many layers, man. They can dig from this, man.
Or if I didn't have two guys watching my back for the last 4 or 5 years of my career, you know what I mean? I'd probably be in the same spot you are. Matter of fact, he could say I would have been WWE champion a lot sooner than you were.
I agree.
There's so many ways.
It's so many layers, bro, that they can do from this, man. It's so much. I hope they utilize it. I hope creative do something. Don't do what they did with him on Raw, because if they do that, I'm gonna be annoyed, and it's gonna be a waste.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yet again, but we digress, gentlemen.
Yeah. But okay, then after that, man, we really gotta talk about this. He had the match later on that night between Elias and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns won the match.
You went over something.
Did I?
Yeah, you glossed
Tag
over
team
something,
match.
sir.
Oh, come on, man. What's wrong with me? All right, so we had the tag team match.
Sorry, bro. Listeners. It was a good match. It was a good match, and you're bugging.
No. It was a good match. I loved it. We had the match between four of the whitest names in WWE: Becky and Bayley versus Charlotte and Lacey.
That's like the Mayonnaise Championship.
Yeah, it was an amazing match. I mean, I was a little disappointed that Bayley didn't go more towards that heelish side. That it seemed like she was going for Money in the Bank, but I'm not too mad about it.
But you know what? No, but you know what? But you know what? I love the promo before where she said, I moved past the hugs. No more hugs.
Yeah,
but that's the problem though. When she said I moved past the hugs, and then she still got the wacky wavy inflatable guys, I was like,
yeah.
And they got the hugging character.
It's obvious. I mean, it's obvious they're not changing her character, but at least they're trying to show a little bit of edge with her. Yeah. Without the hugs.
And I like that. It's refreshing.
And she's still aggressive in the ring. She's mad aggressive in the ring now. So. I like that, and I really like this match, and I still love the dynamic between her and Becky. Her and Becky's dynamic was funny, even backstage. Becky's like, "Yo, when I'm done with them, I'm coming after you. Like, don't sleep. I'm going to be coming after you." And Bayley's
like, "Yo, don't get caught slipping."
Bayley's like, "Yeah, all right, I'm ready."
I agree,
but I liked it.
I love the fact that Bayley and Kofi Kingston can show that you can still be goofy and still have an edgy side without making you look like a tweet.
Exactly. When it comes